Danite Radio.
Welcome to the Counter Revolution.
Dude, how do you live in this town, bro?
In Provo?
Yeah. Like,
I don't
people everywhere, nowhere to park. You get on campus, dude, and it's not as bad as some campuses, but every time a BYU student meanders across the road when I'm waiting in a crosswalk,
makes you want to throw a rock at them, huh?
with their face in their phone, I want to start beating up Mormons, dude. The only thing that makes me want to beat up Mormons worse than that is when Mormons miss their turn to go to the BYU or the Payson Temple, so they go down my road at like 100 miles an hour because they're late for their session. I'm like, dude, you kill one of my kids and you're definitely missing your session, bro. It drives me crazy.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, I get that.
So,
Actually, it's nice in the summertime, man. As soon as school starts again, it's a nightmare, though. Holy
dude, it's
cow.
crazy out there right now. And then you've got
School just started.
the big scary protesters, you know?
The chalk riders?
Yeah. They're protesting Holland's speech, which was absolutely devastating in my eyes. I don't know how anyone even survived the speech. It was so heart-wrenching because Holland is an acid-tongued savage man.
He said to take up your muskets
and
shoot gay people.
Yeah, I heard.
I heard him.
I heard it too. I actually listened to the speech. I know. I would listen to a speech before I'd start writing in chalk on the. Dude, so
Here, I've got a question about the chalk
here's
thing.
what makes me mad about it.
Okay.
Before you ask your question, these people think because of where they live, they're still in the counterculture. They think, standing up for gays is a courageous thing. It's like, okay, you're standing up for gays against Mormons. Like, yikes, so scary. We haven't been scary since we massacred a bunch of people down in St. George Way.
Yeah, that's fair. Here, what do they hope to gain with the chalk? What's the goal? Just to be heard?
Yeah, you can't get in. I don't know. What's the other option? What would you expect them to do?
They held protests on campus last year, and because of that, they got a center for, I can't remember what it's called, a center for acceptance or something like that on BYU campus. There's a program designed to help people who are struggling to adjust to BYU culture.
If you have a protest, you can carry one sign with one absolutely retarded saying on it. But what are those called? Oh, platitudes. But if you have chalk, not only can you write all the stupid platitudes you want on the sidewalk, for example, all love is eternal love, that platitude.
Okay.
But it's in rainbow color as well. Right? So my guess would be whoever got this off the ground was tired of only carrying one sign or having to trade signs off in order to demonstrate her witticisms, what she consider to be witticisms when they're just stupid platitudes.
I think actually...
Is that a redundancy? Stupid platitudes? Are platitudes generally stupid? Isn't that the definition?
Maybe. I think actually,
Anyways.
yeah. I think it is.
It doesn't matter. But
I think... So, Chalk the Block is an annual event in Provo. It's not a... It was taken over
where?
this year.
Oh, and
As a
so
just
they
due to the
chalk that
timing.
block?
Yeah.
They chalk that block every time they do it? That one on 8th North and...
I don't know what
8th
one they
North
do.
and...
I don't know all the details. I just know it's an annual thing. They do it every year. And it might be annually a pride event every year. I'm not positive.
No, because they did chalk the block in Payson too. It's just people
draw with chalk.
Yeah, doing art on the. It's actually really cool when they aren't,
Right.
It's like come up with something creative at least. You guys are you're the gays. You're the creative ones. Remember, like you're letting your freak flag fly, and the best thing you can come up with is, all love is eternal love. Like, yeah, no kidding. That has nothing to do with anything, you idiot.
I think if they want to protest, they should draw vivid pictures of homosexuals.
Sure.
Not explicit, but like
sure. At
two
least
dudes just making out.
No, explicit, dude. At least you can respect the effort. It's like,
can you imagine? It's just like this absolute masterpiece in chalk. Right there, BYU campus. What?
Norm Macdonald drive by, be like, that's my least favorite kind of pornography. The ones with all male casts. Dude, I agree. Something, but I mean this you sound like petty children with these stupid platitudes.
Platitudes and the
all you're doing is showing, I grew up in a Mormon home. I'm kind of mad at my Mormon parents, so I'm going to write this crap on the sidewalk, Yeah,
I'll show them.
Yeah, it's like, all right. At least, and I'm sure they'd go to jail, and I wouldn't want my kids to see that, but it'd be hard not to laugh right in front of it, But it's like
a flat, dull, or trite remark, especially when uttered as if it were fresh or profound.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is, It's like, come on. And that was the only one I could stand to look at. I started looking for people to roll coal on. But I was too late.
Dude, you missed it the first day, bro.
Yeah.
Like right after his speech, I drove past there. Probably, I bet there were 90 to 120 freaking jacked dudes in tank tops and short shorts.
Really?
Freaking drawing with, dude, freaking jacked dudes.
That's because, dude, yeah. Dude. Yeah, I know. I get the gay culture, dude. They're all yoked,
Yeah.
But it's like, first of all, how long? Has it been a week since the speech?
Yeah, I think so.
And they're still out there drawing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think any of them have read it or listened to it?
No.
Because there was nothing. Even in the comments, there wasn't a gay guy in there being like, I can't believe he'd say that. In the comments, everyone was like, oh, yeah, he really loves the same-sex attracted people in the church.
Yeah.
Like, and YouTube comments are a swamp of, that's where you'd get the explicit gay images, Like some guy would be like, hey, here's another great talk to him, and post a link, and people would be following it to.
So I read the speech.
Playgirl.
The official release that was posted in the Salt Lake Tribune. And then I also read the Salt Lake Tribune's article about it. And one of them was scathing. And one of them was just a speech.
The Salt Lake Tribune is owned by Deseret News, right?
I don't know.
What are these? All right. I don't know how far we want to get into this, but what are these rags doing still open?
Newspapers?
Who are you competing with? How are you still getting readership? I guess my thick brother freaking went and bought a thing to read it, but that's you.
No, I read it online. I pirated it.
All right, dude, I don't get it. Like,
I got it for free.
Why are these newspapers still in business? Why is any mainstream news still in business? They're so full of crap. If platitudes bug you on a sidewalk, they should definitely bug you from a news anchor's mouth or in a newspaper.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't, like, I just Googled Jeffrey R. Holland's speech, and that was the option, and then I just found a free, like, I'm not paying for
no
Salt
way.
Lake Tribune.
For an apostle to get slandered.
Yeah, I'm not giving him 99
Is
cents
it
for
slander
that.
when it's written, or the other one?
I think it's libel when it's
libel.
written.
To get libeled, it's
devastating. Yeah, it's a real nightmare.
And it's all because they think they're still the counterculture, bro. All you have to do is move 40 minutes north and you're no longer in the minority of being not gay, but the minority of support of gay marriage.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
And I would be surprised if you weren't in the majority here of supporting gay marriage. At least they'll tell you to your face they support gay marriage. It's not the counterculture, bro.
And I don't know. I did talk about one of my friends with it, and he brought up some interesting things that about the church's history with homosexuality, which I think will need further research for me, and I haven't got around to it yet. I've been very busy, but he just said, like, one of the baptismal interview questions was just, do you support the gays?
I hope that's true. And I hope they bring that back.
And it was...
When was this, though?
In, like, the 70s and 80s.
I don't
believe
it.
It sounds like a Bensonism, right?
Yeah.
But they changed it to do you support any groups that
are against the church?
Yeah.
Sure.
And that was the only real, like, institutionalized example he could give me of systemic homophobia, you know, that wasn't just like, oh yeah, you're sinning, but we still love you, you know. And he did give examples of, like, bishops telling men, hey, if you go on a mission, you won't be gay anymore, which is a big joke. Like, spending 24 hours with a handsome, well-cut dude, that's not going to turn you straight for sure, 24/7, you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, I couldn't find any examples of, like, systemic homophobia, so to speak.
So, I don't know. I guess, I don't know how much further down this homo rabbit hole we want to go. But, whoops. But it's like, it's not the F word. So, look.
Let's go. Let's just do it. We got a lot to say, bro.
It'd be interesting to see how many bishops promised that to missionaries, and it happened. I know, like, you're a complete moron if you believe you can pray the gay away. But I guess I'm that moron, because I think with enough faith and enough relying on the Savior, you can pray the gay away.
Yeah.
And you can say what you want, but let's say, so let's step back. Back at the speech, all right? He references the graduate who announced they were gay over the
valedictorian.
Yeah, during the graduation. Again, you know, another person who thinks they're part of the counterculture, who's sticking it to their Mormon parents, is what that feels like to me. And I don't know this person. I could be 100% wrong. But
I have more information on this when you're done with your thing.
That's what it feels like. Okay. And where was I at? So if I graduated from BYU and got up and said, yo, I've decided I was born a philanderer and I'm just going to bang tons of chicks for the rest of my life, would that be appropriate? What if I got up and said, hey, I was born straight, so I'm going to get married and have a nuclear family? Is that appropriate over the... Why does it matter? How is it relevant to any graduation ceremony, first of all? And second of all, I don't know how much detail I should give in this. But not only do I believe that you can pray the gay away, but I also believe you can pray the philandery away. And I may or may not have evidence to support one of those statements. Massive evidence, life-changing, spiritually powerful evidence to support one of those. And I'm sure, within the sound of my voice, I don't know if there's anyone listening, but potentially we could get across the world with the internet here. So I'm sure there's multiples of people within the sound of my voice who have evidence to support the other statement, who have successfully, through Christ, maybe not even prayed the gay away, but have successful nuclear families in spite of same-sex attraction.
Interesting. Interesting.
And feel free to tear that theory apart, bro. I'm not even a little scared to be wrong here.
I think your example is better than mine.
Oh.
I tend to go with, what if I did all the work, became valedictorian at BYU, and stood up and said, I'm valedictorian. I'm also attracted to forcibly raping women.
Sure, yeah.
I get that that's... why is that not a sexual orientation?
Sure.
And one step further, and this, I hesitate to say it because I know it's going to blow up in my face. People are immediately not going to listen.
I wouldn't say it.
Okay.
Just let off on it.
Yeah, but the idea is, why is that relevant? Back to the valedictorian. Why is that relevant? And
other than, I'm sticking it to my Mormon parents.
And the point that Elder Holland raised in the talk when he addressed it is he said, you made this moment that was about graduates about yourself.
Yep.
That's what happened. And I'm not convinced he was condemning that student. He was condemning the dean who approved that student's speech. Because,
sure.
Like, that student's like, hey, I feel good about this. I'm going to...
That was approved?
Yeah, it was... So he...
part of it? He didn't add that part on?
No. The whole speech was approved by the dean. And that was what I was going to talk to you about. He wrote the whole speech, approved it with the dean, and then gave the speech, and then Holland condemned it, and he said, I didn't do anything wrong. I was approved by the dean, yada, 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 this, that, and the other. And it's like, first and foremost, you did exactly what he said you did.
Mm-hmm.
He said you made it about yourself. You went on Tosh.0.
He did?
You made fun of the church on Tosh.0. I saw it. I watched it. I laughed. I thought it was hilarious.
Did he get excommunicated?
No.
What?
Then he also went on Ellen and talked about it.
Nice. Ellen.
In what way was him going on Ellen about the graduates that graduated in that class?
Yeah.
They're always going to be known as the graduating class with the gay valedictorian.
Exactly. And
not that that's a bad thing, but that will be a part of their...
Mm-hmm.
It's about himself, no longer about... And then, and Holland's speech was to BYU faculty. It wasn't meant as a rebuke of that kid. It was meant as a rebuke of the dean who approved that speech.
Did the dean get fired?
I doubt it. That dean didn't have the courage to say, why does this matter?
Yeah.
Let's focus on... Sexuality is so small a part of our human experience. We make it a huge one because we live in a sexualized world, but it's so small in comparison to... Yeah. Our life here. There are things that matter that you could talk about. This doesn't.
Yeah.
And I know you want it to, but it doesn't.
Yep. And so if you need more proof that gays are no longer in the counterculture, look no further than this guy gives us one speech at a Latter-day Saint college or university, and then goes on 2 national talk shows and talks about it in good light. I mean,
you're talking about the valedictorian.
Yeah. Ellen and Tosh.0, and who knows what else? Those are the only ones we know of.
Yeah, those are the only 2 I watched.
And You know, so you're a part of the counterculture, really? So you go, you belittle the church's beliefs to the church, and then you go and mock the church with the rest of the world, and you think you're the counterculture?
More specifically, they mocked Mormon missionaries, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints missionaries. Him and Tosh dressed up as two gay missionaries and did a comedy sketch about it.
Sure. Cool. Yeah, you're a part of the counterculture. Rock on, bro.
You do know that Daniel Tosh was like the most popular host on Comedy Central, like potentially ever.
You guys are just as counterculture as Rage Against the Machine, telling everyone to get their freaking vaccinations and stuff. Like, come on, man. The counterculture is dead, bro. Dead.
Oh, who is that guy? I can't remember. Some musical artist said, I never thought I'd see the day where the right were the ones giving the middle finger to the establishment and saying, we're not doing what you tell us to, mother.
It was I think it's the guitarist for Pink Floyd, wasn't it?
No. Maybe. Mine was a different one that I saw.
I thought it was a British guy, but
it was a British guy.
Yeah. Yeah, and, whatever. Everyone's got to have a cause. I did stupid stuff as a teenager thinking I was running the counterculture, but I don't know. It's just, it's weird. It's a weird dynamic that we have just living in this, because it's an ultra religious community. So everyone feels like they're part of the counterculture, but they're not. I mean, but far from it,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
If we were in Afghanistan, maybe, definitely. But I bet none of them would have the courage to stand up to the Taliban and draw, Allah is gay on the sidewalk,
Oh, yeah.
Good luck,
Can you imagine?
And so, I don't know. You guys, I don't know. It's so funny. They think they're so courageous. And it's like, why? Because Mormons are known for their, you're out till midnight in one of the safest towns on the planet, drawing chalk, drawing things to offend people, the people that work hard to make it safe,
Well, they were doing it in the middle, like they didn't have to hide.
I know.
You live in a place where you can do that and nobody even cares.
Yeah. The worst you get is one big red Dodge blowing smoke all over you.
And to that end, it was what they're doing isn't even, it's going to wash away when it rains. Yeah. Like they're not creating a lasting effect on the community in any way.
Yeah.
And not that I'm advocating for vandalism, but
yeah,
it's a trademark of the counterculture.
I don't know. Bizarre, dude. It's so, and honestly, it's to the point where
I can't find it.
I don't know. We're getting into some touchy stuff here too, but I think Candace Owens would agree with me in this, and like Larry Elder. Now it's just race baiting to keep the victimhood alive, You've got all the equal rights, you can get married. Now all you're doing is race baiting. I'm sure there's several gays and lesbians and transgenders at the top of this movement who are getting wealthy off of orientation baiting,
I would be interested to see.
Like there's got to be a Al Sharpton of gays and a Jesse Jackson of lesbians that are just getting loaded off of
those people that started Black Lives Matter. Yep. Freaking buying $1 million homes left and right.
Yep.
Everywhere you go.
Yeah. So I'll say it, you're not courageous. Congratulations. You're out and gay, that took zero courage for you to do. It took zero courage for you to say it at BYU because nothing was going to happen to you. Why, if you're so brave, why didn't you do it when you started at BYU? Why didn't you get vocal and risk getting kicked out of the school? Instead, you wait till the day you graduate when nothing can happen to you, except for go on talk shows.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. To that end, I do think that, and this lends itself to the point of perhaps you can pray the gay away. You're in your early 20s is when you're discovering your sexuality, right? When you're discovering that perhaps you might be gay.
Sure.
Or in some cases, and I tend to think more often than not, you're becoming gay. And I know that's unpopular opinion, but here we are.
Yeah, and for sure, there's yeah.
Let me ask this: could you see a situation where if you were raised differently, you end up gay?
Yes.
There it is. In Spartan culture in ancient Greece, homosexuality was considered the most beautiful form of love, and it was rewarded.
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
as a result of that, they had more gay people.
Yeah,
Because and I'm not saying in every case, there's exceptions to the rule, but I think the rule is it's a learned behavior.
Yeah, in a culture like that, for sure. Especially because, I just went with the crowd. I don't know. I can't guarantee. I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't know. But it's. There was a time in my life when my depravity seemed to be, as it were, that I could have easily ended up in not even necessarily gay, but in some experimentation with other men or something, and it never got to that point, but who knows, I mean, there's a ton of gay sex going on in prisons by straight dudes, it's not that hard for me to picture. I mean, guys can get aroused at a brief wind, it's not that hard for a guy to.
You take a sexually aggressive.
Yeah,
it's not hard.
Yeah,
and that's the point I'm trying.
And that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I was, and not even, I don't know about sexually aggressive, but I had a monstrous libido as a teenager, and a lot of that's early exposure to pornography,
Sure.
And a lack of courage in going to anyone about it. I can spot a lack of courage because I've been that guy, and all I can do is try and change. But that man who stood at that pulpit and announced his sexuality for BYU, not courageous in any way. I mean, there's nothing there that you had zero repercussions, sir. In fact, it served you. It served you. Who knows what kind of connections he made in going on talk shows? Who knows how much money he's still making off of that one move?
Yeah. For sure.
Maybe, maybe his family left him. I doubt it. I highly doubt he was disowned for it, but possibly. And that would be heartbreaking, but a ton of money can buy you a new family, gay family that accepts you for who you are, right?
Yeah.
Is he still a member? Like, has he left or anything?
I don't know.
Here's another thing I don't get. I don't know. We'll leave that out. So that was in my notes. Covered that. and I don't know what that means. So that was everything I was going to cover anyways for this podcast. So,
Oh, was it?
yeah. What else there was something else that happened. Oh, Afghanistan, I guess we could talk about that unless you're still wanting to be gay and stuff.
I think I'm good. I think I'm good on the. We'll consider that issue pushed. Be reasonable, folks. Go read the speech.
Yeah, for sure. If you're protesting and you haven't listened to or read the speech, I'd suggest listening to it because Holland's, a powerful speaker.
Well, and okay, I do have one more thing.
All
right. I thought of it earlier and then we moved on, but he went from being everyone's favorite to being a villain.
Yeah.
In one speech. And it's like, you know what he's about. His mental health talk is off the chain.
Yep.
Like, he gives speeches that are amazing and draw you closer to the Savior Jesus Christ. Because that's what he's good at. He was born to speak. He was born to testify of the Savior Jesus Christ. And that's all it is. It was an opportunity for him to testify of the Savior Jesus Christ. Go read the speech. Go read the speech. And if you're still having issues with it, pray about it, for Pete's sake. The number of people I see posting about it on Instagram, I hate this, I hate this, I hate. Did you pray about it? Is he wrong? Was the Spirit of the Lord not present when he spoke? Those are my 3 questions. If you can answer those 3 questions, post away. Post away. But which voice are you listening to? Pay attention. Because you're not standing with the counterculture.
Yeah.
If that's what you think you're doing, you're not. You're not rebelling against anyone.
And even more evidence of that. Look at the repercussions against Holland. Look at the backlash that he's had, and look at the backlash that the kid that announced over the graduation has had. Who's the counterculture? What are you talking about? Who is under threat of not being able to believe they want to believe?
Indeed.
And not being able to believe the way they want to believe.
Indeed. Listen to the
And
speech.
one more disclaimer. If you've made it this far, I'm sure anyone that this is going to affect has turned it off by now, but don't take what I said the wrong way. Don't take it like, oh, you just think you think that homosexuality is as bad as philandry. It's not. I get it. There are different connotations under philandry. However, or there are different it can affect more people. Philandry can. So it breaks up families. I get that. It creates children out of wedlock. I get it. But homosexuality is on the same plane as fornication. You can't get married in the church. Therefore, you cannot have sex lest it be fornication. That's the same way. That's how they look at it. That's the same. Everyone who thinks that gays get punished so much worse, no. It's the same punishment if I have sex with a woman before I'm married as if a gay man has sex with a man before he's married. And if a bi man has sex with a man outside of his marriage, it's the same as philandry, right? I'm not calling all gays philanderers, but they are all fornicators, all right? And there are consequences to fornication that
are not as great as the consequences of adultery.
Of philandry and adultery.
Yeah. Because those break covenants.
Yep.
That's all. That's what it boils down to.
So, but it was a good example because male sexuality naturally is philandry, or sex with multiple partners, and what needs to be resisted is the nature of the natural man. The natural man must be put off.
I saw several posts that said, and I'm gonna misquote it, but you get the idea. why would a loving God and Jesus Christ create somebody one way and then expect them to, and then call it a sin if they act that way?
Yeah.
And to that response, I say, welcome to the club. You're just like the rest of us. We all were created one way and have been commanded to live to a higher standard. That's the nature of commandments. That's the nature of change and the nature of repentance. Get your act together. Welcome to the club.
Serial killers display traits of serial killers way earlier than gay people display traits of gays. So they were created that way. Should they not resist that nature?
Yeah.
Or should they go ahead and start murdering your family members?
It starts with small animals and arson, I think.
Yep.
And bedwetting.
I might be a serial killer, bro.
It's if you have all three.
All right.
Okay, consider the issue pushed. Let's move on. What was the other thing you had to talk about?
Oh, I don't know.
the
Did you want to
Taliban.
talk about Afghanistan? Or I think it's kind of been beat to death, but
It has, but I did see one thing I thought was interesting.
what's that?
I saw a post on the internet. And someone said this phrase, and I think I have a platform. It's not a big one, but I have one, and it needs to be shut down. Somebody said President Biden deserves a pat on the back for getting our troops out of Afghanistan. If we were going to stay out of Afghanistan, I would agree with you. We are not. If you believe that, you are deluding yourself. He is being paid by the war machine. We will be back in there. What needed to happen is we needed to get out so that the Taliban could reestablish themselves as an enemy over there. The what's it called?
Military-industrial complex.
The military-industrial complex is at work there. He does not deserve any pat on the back. He's in somebody's pocket. We'll be back over there in 6 months. If not by him, by Kamala Harris after he gets, suicided.
Yeah. My gosh.
I'm surprised it's taking this long.
Yeah. So I agree with that theory. I think we're crazy to think that we've seen the last of Afghanistan. But I also think this. I don't want the U.S. to be an empire anymore. I think we should focus on national defense. We should cut the defense budget by, I don't know, $1 trillion. And
The defense budget's only $500 billion right now.
And I'm all about. Is it really? I thought it was at least $1 trillion. But
$500 billion is the
minimum, the money
annual.
on paper. Yeah.
The minimum annual.
Yeah.
Last year it was $601 billion was the paper money.
I think we should cut that majorly. Focus on defensive arsenals, things like the Iron Dome, nuclear defense, and we should sell nuclear defense to countries like Poland, Taiwan, all our friends. Any friendly country that respects human rights, sell them weapons. Sell them nuclear defense.
For money.
Yeah, let Russia be damned. If Russia wants to do something about it, they can come to our shores and do something about it with all our defenses that we're building, right? I also, however, that being said, you broke it, you bought it, and we broke Afghanistan. The same way we broke Korea, the same way we broke Japan and Germany. All three countries we still have troops in. At least I think we pulled out completely of Vietnam, didn't we?
I don't know. I guess I don't know.
Either way, at least those three countries have free people to show for it, right? I think that you broke Afghanistan, you bought it. We should stay there until the old guard dies out and the the youth of that country decide they want freedom more than they want the Taliban. I think we should actually hunt the Taliban. We should tell Pakistan, your borders be damned. We're destroying the Taliban because we need to fix our mistake. We should hunt the Taliban at all costs. Who cares who we make mad? Why do we care about Pakistan? We're not scared of them. They're not our friend. They're definitely our enemy. They're hiding our enemy. And I'm not saying invade Pakistan. I'm saying send the SEALs in to hunt the Taliban in Pakistan. And I think we should exploit the minerals in Afghanistan. But we should use the money to, yes, pay back our war effort, but also Afghanistan is a third world country. They don't have power. They don't have running water. We've been there for 20 years and there's still not a power grid there? What? How is that nation building? Where did my $1 trillion go? We are keeping these people in poverty, and we're there destroying their country, and now we're leaving them high and dry with the Taliban?
And to that I ask you this. What kind of empire are we building?
Yes. It's one of the worst empires ever.
Yeah.
At least Rome improved the places that they went to. The British Empire improved the places we went to. And all these people are so anti-empire. I heard a guy today, I think it was Jack Murphy, saying, yeah, this empire building doesn't work. It doesn't work. Look at India and Hong Kong and the United States since Britain went there. The British Empire, like it or not, did great things for this planet. We owe our nation state to the British Empire. All those ideas that the founding fathers came up with, most of them were from the British Commonwealth. And they found some from the Bible. But guess who was somewhat responsible for the Bible being able to be read in English? Right? Some of it was from Rome, Cicero. There were a lot of different sources that they used, but most of it was the British Commonwealth. They just took out the tyrannical parts. And so, but empire building does no good. And I'm with you. I don't want to be an empire. But we broke Afghanistan. We bought it. But let's do it right. Not like a bunch of freaking...
Let's turn it into a great place to raise kids.
Yeah, you know what we did?
Families.
We went over there like a bunch of BYU students writing gay mottos on the sidewalk thinking we're fixing stuff. We weren't.
We got over there with a bunch of platitudes. We'll put a boot in their ass. We're the US of A.
And
that was our motto.
And we didn't. We got and hey, Joe Biden, remember when you said like we'd need nukes and F-15s to fight the government? The Taliban just kicked your ass with AKs, bro. And donkeys and caves. Like, get out of here, dude. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh.
You gonna start nuking cities? Fine. If you're that stupid, I'd rather die free under a nuke than,
And then die in tyranny.
Yeah. I'll die on my feet at least.
Also, can you imagine being the president to nuke your own country? Come on, man.
Dude, if anyone was going to do it, I'd be a sleepy old crazy man, Yeah. Yeah.
What are we doing?
If the Afghanistan issue is stupidity rather than diabolical, which I'm still with you. I think it's diabolical. I think that they're going back in. But if it is stupidity, oh my gosh. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. But that's how stupid it is. It's too stupid. It's too
easy to call it stupid. Everybody's calling it stupid. He doesn't know anything. It's like he's too far gone to lie to you about it.
He's a puppet. Yeah, he doesn't.
That's
know.
it.
Yeah.
Well, that's why his interviews are so bad, because he can't lie to you about how diabolical it is. The perfect word to describe what's happening over there. Diabolical.
Yeah.
We'll be back in 6 months.
Just
The
like
military-industrial complex rolls on.
Yeah.
Endless war pays bills.
Yeah.
for Lockheed Martin.
I think that
they're not the only ones. They're just,
and that's
they
the
have a
other
lot of
thing.
military
We've got to get the lobbying out of Washington. We got to get that gone. But if we're gonna, we have to. Morally, I feel like we have an obligation to stay in Afghanistan, where we didn't improve their lives as much as I would expect, as much as I would like. We did improve their lives. And now we've opened up a vacuum. There's going to be suffering because of what we did. Morally, we have an obligation to stay in Afghanistan. And, however, we should do it right. There's no reason to spend I think the number was 10 million a day or 100 million a day. There's no reason for that. There's absolutely no reason for that. Especially when they have one of the largest rare earth deposits on the planet. It's time to start exploiting that. And you can say, oh, you're stealing from these countries. What are they doing with it? Selling it to China right now?
Yep.
We could at least turn it around into their communities. We could get them some power plants going on, some running water. And I don't know. I'm sure Kabul has.
It doesn't sound so exploitative when you are using the money to build communities and safety.
Pay your soldiers wages, and we don't need that many. 2,000 would do it. They just have to be a target for the Taliban, so they're not focusing on the population. And then you've got, the actual soldiers who want to be there, the killers, the talent, as we call them. They're hunting the Taliban.
Cows.
Yeah, they're hunting the Taliban, and it's a lot to ask of guys, but they signed up for it. They know what they're in for. They like it. And if they don't, they can get out.
1.4 million. That's how many soldiers the United States has right now, worldwide.
Not for long, dude. How many are they going to lose over that vaccine mandate, bro?
Oh, the military.
I know a guy he's letting them kick him out. He's not getting it.
I didn't even hear about that.
Plus, I mean, the leftists on top are, they're just as bad as the chalk riders down the road here. They don't want to win wars. They want a fair and equal military. Let me know how that goes when a Russian comes through and stomps your guts in. I don't know if you've ever fought a Russian, but it sucks. I fight them all the time. If I'm focusing on whether I've treated gays appropriately that day, I'm done for. I lose focus, they beat me up.
He's going to punch you in the liver.
Yeah. Dude. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The decline of an empire. We are watching it spiral out of control. Which is fine, maybe it's for the better, but if we let China replace us in places like Afghanistan and Iraq, which is looking like what's happening, we might be in trouble.
They say the fall of an empire starts with a stolen election.
Really? They also say Afghanistan is where empires go to die.
Yeah.
However,
no other country has had the success.
Yeah, we won Afghanistan. All we had to do was stay. All we had to do was keep a residual force, and fight the war that we said we were going to fight. That's not what we did. I don't know what we did, but it'd be fascinating to learn how much money the Biden family got out of the war in Afghanistan. It'd be fascinating to find out how much the Clintons got out of the war in Afghanistan. It'd be fascinating to find out, to see the books on Halliburton, the real books, not the fake ones that they're showing,
I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump got money out of the war in Afghanistan.
Could be.
And you guys know that we're huge fans, but the nature of the beast, he's getting paid off somewhere, I'm sure.
Could be. Even before he was ever elected,
especially
guys like that smell free money from the government, and they come running. So who knows? You're right. Who knows? Is there a Trump Tower in Kabul? Because it wouldn't surprise me. Nicest outhouses in Afghanistan. They're gold.
They're gold. Just in case he wants to pop in for a
It's spray paint.
weekender.
Oh, I do think the funniest thing Trump ever said, other than calling Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas, was when he said, somebody asked him what it was like to live in the White House. He's like, I don't know. It's kind of a dump. Just trolling the whole United States. I've also found the Al-Qaeda trolling the U.S. over their loss in Afghanistan also very funny, dude. We're getting a side of war that we would never have gotten in history, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sure that
The Twitter makes the war ending dope.
what's the precursor to Al-Qaeda? The Al-Qaeda and the Taliban split off of
I can't remember.
the army we raised to fight
Yeah,
the
I know what you're
Soviets.
talking about.
I'm sure they weren't sending carrier pigeons to the Soviets when they, the Soviets didn't get to eat quite as much crow as we're eating right now as the Taliban flies around strapped to our helicopters waving at people.
As they
There's some funny memes coming out of there, dude. Somebody's a joker over there, dude.
in the words of the poet, because the internet, man.
Yeah,
The
man,
things you
brutal.
get because the internet.
So funny.
I had one more thing I wanted to say about that, actually. I can't remember.
About what? The memes?
It's more specifically the Taliban, but I can't remember.
The Mujahideen. That's what I was looking for.
Mujahideen. Unprecedented.
So funny.
Can you
dude.
imagine? Well, freak! I can't imagine. I've seen the memes now,
Yeah.
but like after World War II, after we dropped a nuke on,
Yeah.
can you imagine the memes?
Yeah, for sure.
And I've seen them now; they're hilarious. But back then, they would have been devastating.
Hey, don't
Oh.
get lippy with me, slant-eyed. Don't forget Iwo Jima. Oh, racist. Sorry.
It's a Dave Chappelle bit, dude. I forgot. He talks about the White House. He talks about how the Clintons never stayed there. The Bushes were barely there. He's like, the first guy to live there is Obama. It's because he's the first guy in years who, that's his nicest house he's ever been in.
For sure. For sure. You're like, this is a nice place.
I think he says it.
Dude.
And he goes, I hate it, though. It's spooky.
I never saw what people saw in Obama until I saw his
Zach Galifianakis?
Yeah, but he's between two. He smoked Zach Galifianakis.
He's funny, dude.
They played off each other like perfectly, dude. And it must just be Zach is like that good because even Hillary looked pretty likable in that interview.
Yeah.
But it was
She looked so easy. I don't know how he did it.
yeah.
He made her
Yeah.
look easy going.
Yeah,
he made
yeah.
the joke about the emails and smirked at her. And
I
you're
don't
just like,
know. I don't know if it's a producer over there or if it's Zach himself. But that guy should be getting hired by all kinds of campaigns, dude. Because he seriously made Hillary look super personable, like you wanted to. Hey, yeah, I could hang out with her, you know.
Yeah.
And Obama, they've told me that he's super charismatic or whatever, and I don't know if it's just Zach was able to grab that better than anyone else, or if he's actually as personable as everyone says he is. But he was hilarious in that interview, dude.
yeah, yeah. Part of it is Zach Galifianakis. If you watch the whole series, every interview is just it thrives on being so awkward and uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
Guy's a genius.
Yeah,
man. That guy is a genius.
Yeah, I'd seen some stuff. It was pretty funny, but those two, I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's got something
Yeah,
something going.
He does one with Jerry Seinfeld.
I saw that one.
Brings
too.
a more interesting guest out. That's what it says.
And it's
Cardi B.
yeah, and Cardi B won't hug him.
Yeah.
And then Jerry's like, that's exactly how it happened with Kesha, except for he did it to Kesha.
Yeah, dude, that that's so funny.
Yeah.
He's a genius. And he does make anyone seem likable. Dude, he plays the Trump ad in...
during Hillary Clinton's speech.
Wait, we need a word from our sponsors.
Yeah.
Why would you play a sponsor for my political rival? You paid me.
Or when he's like, he says something about Obama being boring or something, and Obama's like, you think Michelle would marry a boring guy? He's like, I don't know, can we ask her that? He's like, no, you stay away from my wife.
Yeah.
Go watch it. We won't kill it.
We kind of already have. We beat it to death. Go watch Between Two Ferns
with Zach Galifianakis.
Particularly Obama and Clinton. They're both funny. But
yeah,
very good. Especially if you like that office style humor.
Yeah. Also, I need to see the interview, but I've seen clips from the interview of Mark Normand and Theo Vaughn. Dude, they jive so good, bro. Like, you can tell they're both from the same place. Like, they just feed off each other perfectly. I was nervous because Theo Vaughn was so bad with...
Bill Burr?
Yeah, Bill Burr. But he did good with Mark Normand, dude.
Was it on Theo Vaughn's podcast?
I don't know, dude. I was just listening in the truck, so I wasn't watching it. But I just saw it was just some clips, and they were... I think it was Theo Vaughn's, but...
Yeah, they're funny, dude.
Yeah.
They're funny.
Yeah.
Murderers over there.
Murderers in Louisiana.
What'd you just throw over there?
It was a pen.
Oh,
I always click them. I'm sure it bugs Dad. I'm sure he's like, put the pen down.
Oh, this is welcome to Dan I Radio this week, folks.
Oh, yeah. We got the intro.
We got right into it today.
Yeah. It's been a while. We're trying to get better.
I think we're weekday people now.
Sorry.
We'll have to find a weeknight.
Yeah, whatever we can do. Maybe Monday next week. Call me Christmas.
Oh, yeah. What time?
If we don't work. I don't know if we're working or not.
I don't think we are. Dad said we weren't. I just asked you about it because he told me to, but he was pretty sure we weren't already.
Yeah, I'm sending everyone his way, so. We working Monday? You'll have to ask your boss.
Attaboy.
And that's all we say.
Attaboy.
So, all right. And where we at, dude? We
56
done
minutes.
Long enough?
Consider this issue pushed for sure.
Sorry, allergies, folks. It's been brutal this year.
It's been a tough year for allergies. The smoke doesn't help anything.
No.
Just socks the pollen in, I think.
Yep. Oh, on a lighter note, had the old belt test on.
Oh, good. Yeah, how'd it go?
Good, dude. The fifth degree was Shihan Ito. Was super happy with my kata, so
good.
It's good. I've been working hard. And he actually said, oh, I already told you. So no need.
Why don't you tell our listeners?
No need to go any further.
Tell our listeners.
So he wants me to... I tested for my second... It's called the second Q. It's like a light brown. Then the next is a dark brown, which is first Q. And then it's black belt. So he wants me to test for my dark brown next summer. And then in 23, head to Japan and test for my black belt. Represent out there.
Represent American Kyokushin.
Yeah. So that'd be cool. You know? It was
Are
nice.
You gonna do it?
Yeah, it was nice because my hard work had paid off. This was... I guess I worked pretty hard for my green belt test, but it's just... I've had some tests that weren't as good, you know. So,
what's the deal with your tournament in Oregon or Washington or whatever?
So, we're not doing Washington. I'm gonna do Colorado in the spring, and then there's a Vegas one where we're getting a bunch of Kyokushin Chile team. They're gonna come up. We're all gonna go together to that. That'll be in August. But this one in Washington, I guess, is kind of... They tack it right behind a point-style tournament. So you get like 3 fighters per weight class. and all the people in the stands are used to watching point karate, which is the karate in the Olympics where the guy got knocked out and got gold still because he got knocked out. And whereas Kyokushin, you're supposed to try and knock each other out, so all the fans in the stands start booing when you start trying to knock each other out because they don't really separate the two tournaments. So, because I want to watch people play tag instead of actually fight, that's why I go to karate tournaments. I don't get it, dude. I get it for kids. It's a good skill for kids, but I don't know why you'd want to do it as an adult. It's a good teaching
mechanism.
Yeah. Because, like, Conor McGregor does a lot of point fighting in his fighting, but he uses it to knock people out. He doesn't just touch people's faces. Yeah. I don't understand that. What's the point of a combat sport where you're not trying to hurt each other?
Maybe you should just go and be the villain, bro.
Yeah, maybe just do the
Turn
point.
heel, bro.
Just do the point fighting tournament and just start blasting fools.
Lose the point fighting tournament and win the knockout tournament, dude.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was having a different tournament. My own tournament. Yeah.
Don't be scared. Do it.
And a lot of those point fighting guys can fight, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I could beat up every point karate guy out there, but
the problem is the fans, for sure.
But it's just a weird thing to want to do.
Especially, how do you go home and face your family with a gold medal from the Olympics knowing you got knocked out?
Yeah,
and I've seen the clips. He got rocked, dude.
Yeah,
that guy kicked the hell out of him. And how do you stand there and take that gold medal and be like, I feel... Yeah. If he has any dignity, he took it to that fella and said, hey, man.
Yeah, this is yours, bro.
This is yours.
But I'm keeping the $1 million.
I'm keeping the money, but hell of a fight, man. At least you get
For sure.
At least you get something you can pawn for $200.
Yeah. Think they only get $200 at the pawn shop for those?
Have you ever been to a pawn shop?
No. Do they have gold medals at pawn shops?
I don't know.
Oh.
I just meant they're
cheapos.
Cheapos.
Like, yeah, I've never seen an Olympic medal there.
I do know that selling medals is real common for Olympic athletes. Because after the Olympics, it's real hard to stay relevant for most athletes.
Yeah.
Like, if they didn't have a day job going in, they start to, I don't have a college paying my scholarship anymore. This is...
Yeah, I remember hearing how much they get paid if they win. It's like... And does the Olympic team pay, like, your time while you're training or anything?
Sometimes.
That's crazy to me. It's like, pay the people. Free.
So, like...
Actually, just do away with the Olympics, if you ask me. But if you're going to have them, at least do it right, I don't care about the Olympics, obviously, but...
Well, freak. Japan's $30 billion in the hole from those last Olympics.
And that's how it goes. I think only Salt Lake's the only one that's ever made money.
I think it's more common to make money in the Winter Olympics.
Salt Lake was the first one to make money. I know that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if one has made sense. And
I think Beijing did.
I don't get...
Because they CGI'd a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Not only did they CGI stuff, but they cooked their books.
Oh, yeah.
They probably said, we made a ton of money over here. Anyways, don't get me started on commies right now.
I think actually if Salt Lake wins another bid, they'll probably make money again because they've got all the infrastructure this time.
And here's the thing. Every sport in the Olympics has like a world tournament where they all wrestle each other anyways. Or they all face each other anyways. I'm thinking wrestling, but they all do it.
Yeah. I think the only ones that don't really have a world tournament are track and field. I think
they do. There's not a world tournament for track and field.
I think there's nationals, but I've never heard anything about world championships. And maybe I just haven't heard about it. I am open to being wrong too.
Speaking of, dude, we got this pole vaulter at karate a little while back, and he'd never done any karate before, but he kicked me in the stomach, and I thought I was gonna die, dude. I can't believe how hard that guy could kick.
Is it the pole vaulting?
No, he wasn't pole vaulting. He was shot putter.
Oh.
And I think it's the workouts he does for the shot put, but that guy is flexible and strong as a bull, bro. Like, dang. Sad day you have to fight that guy. He's just like a college athlete. He was a BYU. So I'm sure he's just more athletic than the average man anyways. But
He kicked the hell out of you,
And
huh?
we were just doing like light stuff.
Was Alfredo there?
Yeah.
There's no such thing as light stuff with Alfredo.
So, yeah, I actually ended up like turning it up on him, and I hurt him because he wasn't used to it. But I was like, "That's how hard you were going on me." He's like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, you're a brute, dude. Like, you're gonna be a terror if you keep coming."
Does he still
Fortunately,
come?
yes, he kept coming.
Oh, you scared him off, bro.
No, I'm not scary. I don't. It's just a hard thing to do. You got to get the Spanish fork to get beat up.
Yeah. It's hard to have time for it.
That guy would be a nightmare, though. He could probably train for 8 months and go to the UFC or something.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, he's just super athletic with I wouldn't be surprised at all.
With a bunch of just strength ready to go.
Yeah, if he did Kyokushin for 8 months and then jiu-jitsu for 8 months, he could fare well at least, Just one of those people.
Yeah, I get it.
But, all right. I've had enough. Let's go home. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all have a great week. God bless.
Yep.
It's been fun. It's been real.
Been real.